My name is Catherine Mwangi. Welcome to What's Your Story? We are here at the Acacia Premier Hotel, and we are so grateful to the management of this incredible establishment for hosting us so beautifully and so well. Our story today is Winnie Goretty. She's only 23 and she's an HIV activist. And she reached out to me on Instagram and Facebook. You know, we always make the call for if you have a story worth sharing, let us know. And so that's what Winnie did. And so when we made the plans to come to Kisumu County, we definitely reached out to her. And I'm excited for you to listen to the story that she has to share with us today.
Her name is Winnie Goretty, an HIV activist at the age of 23. She's the fourth born in a family of 5 siblings. A strong lady with an extraordinary story. She lost her parents at the age of 7 and fell into the hands of one family that promised to take care of her and her studies. But the story changed. How did she get infected? How did her siblings cope with the news? What was the journey like after the discovery? And how did she get through this? Next on is a story of strength and looking at life through a positive lens.
Welcome to the program. This is What's Your Story? My name is Catherine Mwangi, and we are here at the Acacia Premier Hotel, right in the heart of Kisumu town, beautiful place. And we thank the management of Acacia Premier Hotel for granting us the space to do this program. We are at the presidential suite. Thank you so very much. Your hospitality is most appreciated. And my guest today is a HIV activist. She's only 23. She reached out to me on Instagram, I think. It was Instagram.
Instagram and
yes.
Facebook.
And Facebook. Winnie Goretty, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
You look pretty.
Thank you.
Pretty.
You look beautiful
And
too.
this is you. And today we have twinned. We are twinning boats, eh? Karibu sana.
Asante.
So the journey to you being a HIV activist, ilianzia wapi?
My name is Winnie Goretty. I'm 23 years of age. I'm a HIV activist, fighting for the rights of young adolescent and youth living with HIV and AIDS,
Yes.
and are facing stigma and discrimination in a community or a society.
Yeah.
I was never born with the virus.
Okay.
Yeah, I was infected when I was 7 years old.
7.
Yeah, through defilement. I lost my parents when I was 7 years of age. At that particular moment, our firstborn was not in that position of at least making ends meet or putting food on the table for a family of 5.
You're 5 siblings?
Yeah.
You're what born?
I'm 4th born.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're the baby almost.
I am. So after that we were separated. We had well-wishers. Mtu angekuja aseme tu, let me go with Winnie, let me go with Ashley, let me go with, yeah. So we were separated.
The 5 of you?
Yeah, the 5 of us. I joined one family that umejua ukichukuliwa,
Yeah.
so you are now, she's like an aunt to you or a mom to you. I joined one family that I was made, or I was told to be my auntie. She promised to take me to school, take good care of me, provide everything. But the story changed when I reached her place. A young girl or a baby, let me say a baby, at the age of 7, I could wake up, niende mtoni. The school story changed. No one was talking about that.
Hakulipa fees?
In short, I was never taken to school after joining that family.
Wow.
She was not that person you could sit down with like a mom or like an auntie and share what you are going through. Or umejua mtoto unataka tu hata ukitoka ukirudi, obvious kuna kitu imefanyika, if not daily but at least ulize umeshindaje,
yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I did not witness that totally. I did not, let me just say that motherly love was not there.
How many kids did she have?
She had 2.
Only 2?
Yeah, but she was also staying with some relatives.
Okay.
Yeah. Things were okay for her kids and the relative, apart from Mimi.
So what were you doing?
Ungeamka uende mtoni. It was not that near, but ni distance tu kidogo. So Ndumiriu. So that's where ningeamka niende mtoni. She had this big Sky Plus, 3 of them. By 7, by the time
the tanks.
Yeah, the 3, the Sky Plus.
Yes.
You get some are 25,000
liters. Yes.
Yeah. So she had 3. She normally wakes up at 7 a.m. By the time she's waking up, kama hujajaza hizo the 3 Sky Plus, my friend, it's hell.
For a 7-year-old.
For a 7-year-old girl. I adopted. I had no choice. I had nowhere to go. So I adopted. Ningeamka ni my usual thing, niende nilete maji, nirudi, I clean the house. By the time anaamka anapata everything iko sawa.
What? So ulikuwa unamka saa ngapi?
Like 4.
4?
Yeah, 4. We had a neighbor alikuwa na hizi matatu. Hizi zinapiga route. So alikuwa anamkanga mapema. Hiyo yeye kufungua gate yake, that was my alarm. Ningesikia kifungua gate na najua it's 4. So I just had to wake up. Niende nilete maji.
So ulikuwa na make many trips?
Yeah.
Ndio ujaze tanks 3?
Ndio nijaze the 3 tanks.
At 7 years old?
Yeah.
Watoto wake walikuwa wanafanya nini?
They're sleeping. Obvious. Waking up at 7:30 or 8 to take tea for it. Which by that time unapata nimemaliza kutengeneza.
Wewe ndio pia ulikuwa unapika hiyo uji?
Yeah.
And you were told this is an auntie of yours?
She's an auntie of yours. Yeah. This happened and the story changed on a Thursday. It was a Thursday. That day I'll never forget. Niliamka tu mapema at 4, my normal routine, kwenda kuleta maji. So my last trip kwenda, nikaanza kusikia movements. Nyuma. Kuangalia nyuma sioni mtu, but ukitembea unasikia ni kama someone is walking
behind you.
Yeah, but turning to see hakuna mtu, kumbe wanajificha. That day I was putting on a white skirt, a very beautiful skirt yenye my dad bought for me before akufe. The next thing niliona ni my skirt was with, niliona tu stain ya blood, kibuyu nilibeba ilikuwa chini, maji yalimwagika yote down. So kuangalia hivi, I saw my cousin, now the son
to this woman,
akitoka with 2 gentlemen that I could not recognize, but yeye ndio nilimuona. So nikaamka with pain, niliamka tu na body ile tu uchungu, unaona damu, you can't just tell what has happened. I was crying, niko na maumivu, at the same time crying, what am I going to tell my auntie? Jerika nilikuwa crack. Yeah, and trust me, any explanation that lady hakuwa anafanya, any explanation, that's a no.
Hakuwa nakubali.
You could not explain anything to her, aelewe, honestly. So nikaenda nyumbani, I was crying. That was around 5:30. Nikaingia kwa nyumba, nikaenda penye nilikuwa nalala, nikakaa kwa mattress. With blood, nikatoa hizo nguo, nikavaa some. So yeye kuamka, akaona no movements kwa compound, hakuna mtu yuko kwa kitchen mwenye anapika. Then she called me, Winnie, bado unafanya nini saa hizi? Then I was like, auntie sisikii vizuri. Akaniambia nini nakufanya? Nikamwambia niko tu na maumivu, but nakuja kukuambia. Akaniambia kuna kitu utaniambia, wake up, tengeneza breakfast, naenda market. and that's how she left. Nimemwambia mimi ni mgonjwa, nikamwambia I'm coming to tell you. Hakungoja nimwambie what I'm suffering from, hakungoja nimwambie what is happening, akatoka kaenda market. So akaniacha, nikajikaza tu, nikaenda kitchen, nikaeka maji ya uji. Then this mtoto wake mmoja, a relative, sije alikuwa mtoto wa brother yake, I think so. Akakuja akaniambia, akapata kana lia, akaniuliza unalia nini? Nikamwambia kuna venye si feel poa. Akaniambia okay, let me prepare the porridge. Akatengeneza breakfast. So aunti yangu kurudi, akapata kana nimekaa nje, still crying. Akanipatia bag, alirudi nayo sapa, akaniambia ende utengeneze. Nikamwambia kama unaweza nisaidia, aunti unaweza nisaidia, si feel poa bado. Akaniambia niende market, niende nikulete chakula, tena nikusaidie. Na wewe hakuna kitu unafanya kwa iboma. You don't provide anything. I had no choice. Nikaenda kwa kitchen, nikaanza kupika with that lady, that girl, huyo mtoto wa brother yake, the niece. Tukapika. I was shocked, or I was like, which type of a mother or which type of an auntie.
Sasa hiyo mtoto wake yuko wapi, this son who has defiled you? Alikuwa tu kwa compound?
Ako tu. Hakuna penye angeenda.
So you were seeing him every day?
Nilikuwa namuona, and so kuna siku nilienda kumuuliza. Akaniambia, nilienda kumuuliza, nikamwambia tu nilikuona pahali. Jana ulienda kwa mtoni time nilienda. Akaniambia hapana, mimi nilikuwa nalala. Nikasema okay, fine. So every day ningemuona, na seeing him nilijua tu this way because of him, but I had no one to share what has happened with. This happened for like a week and a half. Nikasema now this is too much for me. So siku moja time alienda kwa market, nika tu kwake, and I went back home kwetu.
Huyo mama sasa?
Yeah, nilitoka kwake and I went back kwetu.
How old were you?
I was around 8.
Wow.
By that I was around 8. Na from kwake to kwetu it's not close. It's not close.
Ulitembea?
Nilitembea. I had to. It was too much for me. Ushakuwa ile position yenye, yani it's now, no, you can't just take it anymore. You let everything happen, but I just had to. I went and joined my sister and our last born. Tukachukuliwa and join my grandma. Sasa brother, mamake, babangu. From hapo tukapelekwa shule. I was taken back to school.
So you didn't tell anyone bado?
I did not share with anyone, not even my sister.
And how old was this man?
He was around 20 something.
He was in his 20s?
Yeah. He was around 23 or 20. 20s, from 23 onwards. He was not young. So tukapelekwa shule, my sister and our last born. Kufika class 6, by God's grace, our firstborn got a job in Kisumu. And akatutoa huko. Yeah. We joined him in Kisumu when I was in class 6. By that time, my sister did her KCPE. So my brother took her high school and a boarding. So tulikuwa tu wawili, Mimi and our last born is our brother. By that time alikuwa I think class 3 or class 4. Kufika class 8. We had I think 1 week to KCPE. Nilitoka shule lunch, so naenda nyumbani for lunch. Tulikuwa tunaenda to lunch home. I met this impact you know the impact that they have this program of doing HIV test kwa barabara unapata wameweka tent. And I was with a friend, we were two, and I was curious and I asked her, kwani ya watu wanafanya nini hapa? Then they overheard me asking, wakatuambia hapa we do HIV test, something like that. And nikamwambia si tuingie at least
testiwe.
Just niko tu hapo knowing that hakuna kitu inaweza happen. So kuingia, they did for my friend first, then akaambiwa we can't do both. Namfanyia kwanza, wewe ukingoja nje, then wewe sasa.
Your privacy.
For privacy. So tani yangu ikifika, nika-explainiwa, you will see in one line that's your negative, 2 lines you're positive, you just have to take the results in case of anything. Nikamwambia okay fine. Wakafanya. I saw 2 lines and I was shocked. Nikakumbuka nikamuuliza ulisema 2 lines ni negative ama positive? Akaniambia 2 lines is positive. And okay, nikamwambia let's do another one.
This time in standard 8.
In standard 8.
Yeah.
1 week.
2 exams.
KCPE. Wakatoa another kit, they did another test. 2 lines.
Jesus.
Nikamwambia hapana, mbona unatoa 2 lines? Akaniambia that means you are positive. You're living with the HIV virus. Nikamwambia hapana, let's do last one.
My God.
Akatoa another kit. Akafanya and it was again positive. Akaanza kuni just counseling, they referred me, wakaniandikia that shit. I was just crying. She was talking and I was just crying. Like, you don't need to cry. We can go home. I talk to your parents, something like that. Nikamwambia, you are going nowhere. Hakuna penye unaenda na mimi. That's what I told her. Hakuna penye unaenda na mimi. Wewe unajua hata penye na stay. Nikamwambia, just give me that sheet, the referral letter. I'll go where umeni refer. I'll start taking my drugs. Nikatoka nje, then the friend saw me crying. Akaniuliza nini mbaya? Nikamwambia hakuna. Alikuwa ananiambia tu, ameniambia tu story ya msana mwingine hapo and I just felt it. Venye tuliachana tu na huyo msana, ile pepa ndio I just nilirarua tu kwa pieces ndogo ndogo nikatupa. Hapo tu penye jina iko. Nikatupa, nikaenda home. I just took my lunch, nikarudi shule. So ile time nilikuwa nakula, then my sister-in-law akaona I'm not like the usual me, akaniuliza, Goretty, leo nini mbaya, uko sawa? Nikamwambia niko tu na stress, revision yenye tumewekwa nayo shule. Hata ingekuwa wewe, hata ungekuwa worse than mimi. Akaniambia that's normal, wewe soma tu kwa bidii revise. Nikamwambia sawa. Nikakula nikarudi shule.
Hiyo yote ulikuwa unatoa wapi in that state, as in hizo majibu?
Ile yenye sikuwa nataka aone like there's something wrong. Though aliona, but sikuwa nataka kumwambia what's happening or the reason why niko hivyo. Kurudi shule, after lunch we had a revision of social studies. Sitasahau. Our social studies teacher was also our class teacher. So ile yenye people are revising na mimi nimekaa tu. Map work was my best. Hiyo number 1 to 7 of map work. Hiyo siku watu wanaongea, mimi nimenyamaza tu. Watu wanaongea. Then our class teacher, he called me and asked me, Goretty, are you okay? Niambia yes, I'm fine. Tukamaliza jioni, games time, people are playing. I'm really stressed, crying kila time, but sitaki mtu ajue like I'm crying. Ile mtu akikuja nishapanguza machozi and I'm just like that. Nikafanya mtihani. I joined one mixed day school in Kisumu. I could not go to boarding being that my sister, by that time when I was doing my KCPE, my sister was doing her KCSE. So ile like I could not go now to a boarding school. Huyu amemaliza computer, nataka kufanya the courses ituka hizo. So I just joined one mixed day school in Kisumu. Form 1 first term things were just okay.
So wait, all this time hakuna mtu umeambia?
Hakuna, sijambia my sister-in-law, and I was really close with my sister-in-law. Hakuna kitu ningemficha. But on this, sikuambia mtu yeyote anything. Like, you know, my brother, you just know firstborn. Brother angu angeona like mimi analipa school fee niende nisome and I'm involving myself with men, something like that. So I was afraid of that.
Okay.
From one nika venye niliingia tu that first things were just okay. So katikati I was just on and off school. Kila time sio malaria, I'm just weak, things like that. Then I also had problem na macho. So kila time on and off. Naenda hospitali, saa zingine wanapima malaria, hakuna. Wapime typhoid, hakuna. So wananipea tu painkiller, then they just tell me you just need a rest, something like that. Wow. So my brother was ama we high school tu ndio ishaanza tu kupatia that challenge too. The second time I went to the hospital, nikaambiwa, can we do a HIV test? Nikasema, okay, tufanye tu.
They say uko form 2?
No, still in form 1. Approaching end of first term, they did a test, positive. Akaniambia, umekuja na nani hospitali? Nikamwambia I came with my uncle. So I was taken by hiyo siku, I was taken to the hospital by my let me say my uncle, brother to my sister-in-law. We were staying with him at that time. Akaniambia, can you call him? Hakuniambia the result was positive. Mimi ameniambia tu, can you call him? Nikakumbuka tu kuna siku nilipimwa, the result was positive. Venye alinituma niende nimuite, na hivyo ndio nilienda. Au kurudi naye? I left my uncle at the hospital, mimi nishafika nyumbani. So, kufika
mbona kumuita?
I remember I was positive and the doctor will tell my uncle that tumefanya test and is positive. My uncle will tell my sister-in-law, automatically ingefikia brother yangu. Mimi kuisha.
So ulimwacha hiyo hospitali?
Nilimwacha tu hapo, mimi nikaenda nyumbani. Actually yeye ndiye alikuja, yeye ndiye alibeba pesa ya fare kurudi. I walked from Russia up to Manyata. So nikamwacha hapo, mimi nikaenda. So kufika nikapata my sister-in-law anafua na simu ilikuwa kwa nyumba. Kukaa hivi naona incoming call. Collins calling. Collins is now my uncle.
The brother now, yeah.
Kasema hapa, unataka kusema nimepotea. Winnie amepotea. Nikamwambia auntie, simu inaita. Akaniambia nani? Collins. Na umemwacha wapi? Nikamwambia Collins alikuwa na mabeshte wake and I could not wait. Unajua tu wanaume ma friends bado walikuwa wanaongea. Akaniambia nipatie simu. Collins akamuuliza Winnie yako wapi? Ati Winnie sashafika hapa. Amefika aje na ameniacha hospitali. So, my sister akaniambia, "Wewe shida yako ni nini? Hata umetibiwa?" Nikamwambia, nimetibiwa, wamepata ni malaria. So wamesema ninunue kwa time. Na kwa time si unapatia watu hospitali. So nikatoa ukali. Nikamwambia auntie, uliza Collins akwambie hizo vitu. Nikamwacha hapo. Nikakaa kwenda nje kukaa kwa veranda. So kama after hiyo exam ya end term, saa form 1 first term. After tulimaliza exam, nikakuwa mgonjwa tena, nikaenda hospitali. This time nilienda peke yangu. Now this is the third time they were doing a test, HIV test for me. And again it turned out to be positive. Nikasema, sasa hii kitu kumbe ni ukweli. 3 times. Nilisema tu now, let me just accept I'm positive and start taking medicine.
Okay, and we'll come to that stage.
Yeah.
Right after the break.
Acacia Premier Hotel has a barista coffee lounge right at the entrance. You get to be served with freshly brewed coffee and it offers a wide selection of teas from around the world. The lounge offers freshly made desserts, pastries, and gourmet sandwiches. The lounge offers a suitable spot for catching up, relaxing, and a meeting point. It opens from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
This is What's Your Story. Our guest today is Winnie Goretty, who shares her experience as a lady, a young lady who's living with HIV positive. We have established so far how she got it, and so far now we are discussing how you came to accept.
Yeah.
All along you were in denial, you avoided telling your family, and now you have finally accepted after 3+ tests.
Yeah.
Imeland, uka-accept, alafu.
After accepting my status, I decided now I was not going to break the news to my sister-in-law myself. I gave her number to the hospital and I told them, let's call my sister-in-law. Mi nikarudi nyumbani. Nikamwambia, call her not today, not tomorrow. Call her 3 days after.
Mbona?
Wangempigia immediately, angejua niko hospitali at that time. So after those 3 days, hiyo issue ya hospitali ingeshaisha. Angeniuliza ulienda hospitali? Nikamwambia hiyo nilienda kitambo, something like that. So that lady called my sister-in-law. Hii sasa ilikuwa after hapo hiyo duration imeisha, tumefungua second term sasa niko shule. After the lady called my sister-in-law akaniambia kuna mwenye alimpiga. So venye nilitoka shule akaniambia there's a lady who called me. Akaniambia ulienda hospitali and they did a test on you and your results are now to be positive. Are you aware of this? Nikamwambia my results positive. Lady amekwambia anatoka hospitali gani? Akaniambia anatoka Russia. No, the lady who called her was from Tungane hospital, the last hospital I went to. So nikamwambia yeah, I went to Tungane. If that happened maybe. So akaniambia hebu kuja tukae. Tukakaa. My sister told me now amesema you need to go to the hospital ukue enrolled on antiretroviral drugs, but amesema we are going with you. Nikamwambia see, tomorrow I'm going to school. And the lady suggested anaweza kuja kunichukua shule. Nikamwambia kuja nichukue shule. Ananipeleka hapana. Hiyo sikukubali hiyo. Nikamwambia hapana. Sasa wewe ndio kesho kuja unichukue shule. Just tell class teacher kuna penye tunaenda. My sister-in-law akakubali. Akakuja the next day nilienda shule, then wakakuja with the lady. I don't know where they met. Nikaona strange face. Nikakumbuka hapana, hii sura ndio ilini test last time. Saka tukaongea with that nurse na my sister-in-law, then sister-in-law akarudi nyumbani, tukaenda na the nurse hospitali. Hivyo ndio I was enrolled in Form 2 first term on antiretroviral drugs, and up to date I have been on ARVs.
How did your brother take the news? Aliambiwaje? I
don't know how my sister-in-law shared the information with my brother, but trust me, it turned out to be the opposite of what I was expecting. Niliogopa like angeniuliza umepata aje, and up to my brother did not even ask how I got infected. What they did was giving me that support. Ile yenye brother yangu anatoka kazi jioni, amebeba vitu, wanaeka tu kwa nyumba zangu, kuna tu venye aunti yangu atanipea. Yani that support was I just everything that I was expecting to come out from him did not. So I started taking monthly, going to the hospital to pick my drugs. Sometimes umejua clinic date yako hata kama uko shule. I just gathered that courage. I went to my class teacher and explained everything to her. So ile yenye time nilikuwa nataka kwenda hospitali kuchukua drugs, I could go to my class teacher to write for me a note, then naenda tu kwa gate, I just show it, then unatoka. Sio kwenda kwa sijui tuition teacher on duty, something like that.
So your teacher knew?
Yeah, I opened up to my class teacher. So this monthly going to the hospital monthly, students started becoming like, they started asking themselves, a month cannot pass kama Goretty hajatoka. So ile yenye nikienda nikirudi, I could place my drugs kwa locker, then nafunga. This group of girls, the notorious ones, obviously in high school.
Yeah.
They decided now we have to, lazima tujaribu juu chini. We know what Goretty.
Nini namtoanga shule.
Na kirudi nini anaekanga kwa loka. So ile sikenye, sisi tuko games time, tuko drugs nisha lock, tuko inje, we are playing. And this group, the team, wako class, trying
to break your locker.
Yeah. They succeeded. Wakafungua locker. They saw the drugs, wakarudisha, wakalock vizuri. They did not, ile yenye, like, hata kuja Goretty tuliona vitu zingine kwa bagi yako, vitu ka hizo. They did not ask that, they did not tell me that. They started spreading what they saw. And I think they had this, they knew the bottle venye zinakaa. So after kuona, wakaanza kuspread Winnie Goretty on ARVs. And you know, in Luo, they use this term, when you are taking ARVs, they use the term indilo.
Meaning?
You are taking these ones, the ARVs. So there's this day I was asubuhi nikiingia class nikasikia watu wengine using that term. Mi nikaenda tu, I just assumed, nikaenda nikakaa chini. So our English teacher came. Akasema now sit in a group of, I think alisema 6, group of 6. Anataka kutupatia kazi. Utaenda tu uone tu kuna tu wenye tu wako 5, wengine wako 4. Class is complete. Every student wako ndani, but unakwambia there are some people wenye wanajoin huku. So you are asking yourself, nani hayuko kwa class? They don't want you to be in part the group, of them.
Yeah. And this was your high school experience?
I was in high school.
From Form 2 to Form 4?
Now Form 2. Form 2, this happened in Form 2, part of Form 3. So Form 3, around the second term, we had these conferences organized by NAC, National AIDS Control Council, and NEFAC, of young adolescents. They do conference in Nairobi, maybe in Kisumu, Siaya, teaching them how to live your life, accept, how to end the stigma. So I was, by good luck, I used to attend these conferences. From there, I got that I could now speak. Because there, tungeenda, you get some adolescents sharing their story, and I was like, oh, kumbe hata mimi hakuna kitu watu wananifanyia shule. Ningesikia some stories how people behave, or what people go through in high school, and I was like, kumbe mimi shule hata hakuna kitu. There is no stigma kumbe in my school.
It was tough for most people.
Yeah, it was. So apo in form 3, around third time, I could now use that life skill time, that period of from lunch, after lunch, we had that life skill. Sometimes school talk, girls talk, sometimes. So I used to talk on HIV and AIDS, some things like that. Because ukienda conference, you note them down. So nilikuwa natumia notebook yangu sometimes to share with them. When I was in Form 4, the stigma was not there
at all.
At all. Because ile yenye mtu ningesikia tu mtu aseme tu like Winnie Goretty is positive. So what? I'm positive. Okay, it's me. Now, by this time we had this nevirapine drug. So I used to take it at around 8 a.m. 8 a.m. I'm in school. My friend, I used to take my drugs in class.
Live.
Mwalimu wako mbele anafundisha, mimi nafungua loka na maji nachukua dawa. Watu wanatano wananiangalia. Wanaangalia nini? I could ask him, what are you people looking at?
Hey, your boldness is on another level.
From after my KCSE.
Hold on, tusitoke high school kwanza. So, braveness ilianza from 3 second term.
Yeah, from 3 second term. After now attending the conference.
Umekuwa empowered.
Yeah, I know much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could not, anything negative, no.
Not in your space.
No, I could not accept that at all.
I love it.
The same na from 4. And even teachers knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you the only one in your school who was positive?
I don't know.
But you're the one who came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So then I was in Scout and I was in journalism club.
Okay.
So this Monday was in English. And I was now the news anchor of that day. Nikaandika tu news. Now we had journalists, then we have the anchor. Now journalists walikuwa naleta news.
Yeah.
Mimi nikaongeza yangu.
Ukaongeza gani?
Yangu ya HIV, ending HIV. I think we were approaching something HIV. We were marking something in Kenya on HIV.
Okay.
Yeah. So mimi nikaenda nikaandika news. Nikaandika one student who was facing like stigma in class, something like that, was empowered. So time ya kusoma news nikasoma, then nikasema, and this last interesting story. Now see this young girl living as Kenya approaches to mark something of HIV in Kenya. We were privileged to share with this young girl who was facing stigma in her class. Then teachers were like,
story gani?
After hapo, then my class teacher called me. Watu wametoka assembly. Class teacher akaniambia, Winnie Goretty, was that last interesting story about you? Nikamwambia yes. Akaniambia, then why mbona hujai share na mimi?
Hakuwahi jua?
Hii time all the students were doing this, sikuwa nimemwambia chochote. Sikuwa nimeshare na yeye. So she asked me then like, mbona hujai niambia? Nikamwambia, I'm now past that. Akaniambia, in case of anything, you have my support. Our deputy principal knew. Like almost all teachers knew this now. I think 2 months after KCSE, I attended a conference in Siaya. And we had this young lady who shared her story. Her story really touched me. It was painful. Ile yenye alikuwa na kijiko yake, hakuna kikombe, hakuna sani. Kila kitu yenye alikuwa anatumia, they were separated from the family was using, and I was like, kumbe I have the best family. And kumbe mimi hakuna stigma nimeface actually. And from that conference I just decided one day, what if I come out like I'm living with the virus on Facebook? What will people say? And I thought about it. Then one day decided to post it on Facebook on my account.
How old were you at this time?
I was 18. I just wrote from point 0 to that particular moment. Then nikafunga data. Ilikuwa usiku nikafunga data, nikalala. Wacha niamke asubuhi nifungue data. I had over 100 messages kwa Messenger. Hakisu nigawie pesa. Unigawie hakisu. And I was like, what are you people talking about? Pesa gani? Si nimeona kitu umepost Facebook. Akisi ya watu sawa wamekulipa poa. Umejua watu wanaka kuchukua mtu kutumia like creating awareness, they pay good money. I was like, okay, fine, wait. Naku wamenilipa pesa ngapi? Because my M-Pesa is reading 0. And they're like, what do you mean? Nikawaliza, Naka wajanilipa anything. My M-Pesa is zero. Never have not paid me anything. I really wish. Wamekwambia watanilipa saa ngapi? I'm really broke by the way. Wakaniambia, then mbona umepost something like that you are positive? Niambia, but see I am. Uongo. Wacha sijui nini. Any people could not believe that I'm positive. And up to date, I have friends wenye wanajua I'm creating awareness and I have monthly payment
from this organization.
Yeah. So people,
is that why you wear the T-shirt?
HIV positive. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The main reason why I printed this top. So I used to attend these maybe talks with youth, something like that. I could share my story on radios sometimes. So I did a certain interview with one television. Then after kuiweka on air, people watched. Then nilikuwa natembea hapa tuko straight. This friend of mine nikakutana naye. Now we are friends, but that time hakuwa friend. Sikuwa nimemjua. Ambia, unakaa mwenye najua. Nikamwambia, from where? Akaniambia I can't just tell. Nikamwambia, maka ni sawa, maybe tunafanana na mwenye unajua. Akaniambia hapana. Ulikuwa kwa TV? Nikamwambia lini? Akaniambia, nikamwambia yeah. Akaniambia, so mbona are you okay ukitembea hivi na unajua watu waliona? Nikamwambia sasa okay, like now I'm going somewhere. Ningetuma mtu nikae kwa nyumba like watu waliona Winnie Goretty did an interview. Akacheka. Nikamwambia what's funny? Because mimi sioni nimesema anything funny. Nikasema okay, fine. Now you people don't want me to walk. And I'm going to walk and I'll publish it. I went and printed this top.
You're brave. You are so brave.
And with free
What's
stigma
back there?
society. That's what we want, a free stigma
Do
society.
people look at you when they see you wearing this branded T-shirt?
It's normal. You can look. You just look at me now. It's your eyes now, not mine.
I love how strong you are.
I just have to.
You are so strong.
Society tuko nayo saa hizi. My friend, you will die tomorrow.
And
if you're not strong.
You're only 23.
If you're not strong tomorrow, you will be dead. So, after hapo, I started doing school outreaches. I could go to schools, naenda to administration. I just tell them, Mimi, I'm Winnie Goretty, I'm a HIV activist. I just talk HIV awareness, stigma society. So, kama mnaweza kubali niongee na watoto, ni sawa. Kama mmekataa, it's fine. Ananiuliza, are you having an umbrella like organization? Nikamwambia, I'm here alone. So when you're asking me about an umbrella, I don't have. Me, I'm just here to talk to this school I went to, the deputy principal akaniuliza, how old are you? By that time I was 20. Nikamwambia, I'm 20. 20? You want to talk about what? HIV awareness? You are HIV activist? Nikamwambia, yes. Which course are you doing? Nikamwambia, mimi nafanya hospitality and hotel management. And hospitality hotel management and you want to talk about HIV awareness. How are they related? Nikamwambia, it's just my passion. I'm an activist. I just love creating awareness. Akaniambia, okay, fine. You can talk to them. Come on Wednesday. Wednesday kuenda, nikaenda kwa ofisi, then he went and introduced me to the principal. Then the principal asked him, is she our guest? Yes. The one you said wanted to talk to them. And you know, when I go, I say I want to talk from 1 to form 4. The one you said wanted to talk to form 1 and was asking from 1 to form 4, not one class. Niambia, yeah. Akaniambia, okay, fine, you can go, leave us. Then the principal akaniuliza, young girl, how old are you? Niambia, I'm 20. What do you do? Niambia, I'm a student doing hospitality and hotel management. Akaniambia, form 1, we have around 80. Form 2. So akaniambia, then akaeka
Equals.
Total. Akaniambia, total, we have this number. Are you still talking to them? Nikamwambia, Madam, I came here to talk to them.
Yeah.
Leave alone the number.
Yeah.
Leave alone the number. I just came here to talk to them.
Yeah.
I'm okay, fine. We are going with you. I'm going to sit there. I want to see what you are going to talk about. So when I just talked to the student, I shared my story, something like that. And you know, I was doing this like I'm just alone. Ningetoka nyumbani, I even go to talk to students in Nyakach. Saa zingine sina pesa, I walk. Sister yangu asiponisaidia pesa, fare, I just postpone. So after talking to these students, then kurudi, they just went back to class, then the principal, tukaenda na principal akaniuliza, Winnie, young girl, you are strong. And that lady akatoa tu bagi yake akanipea pesa. Fare, akaniambia, use this as transport.
Wow.
Akaniambia, then akaniambia, I have also a friend, a principal, another school. She referred me to another school. I went there, also shared. And it's something like, I just love talking to them.
Yeah.
Ile yenye, you know, when I was in school, that I saw that stigma yenye nilikuwa naona. And from the conference, the young girls sharing, the young men sharing their story, I felt like, okay, it was not only my school. It's happening in other schools here. So that's why I decided also to do school outreaches.
Where does your strength come from?
I just decided like, I'm not going to allow anyone just to bring me down because I'm positive. And let me say the information yenye nilikuwa napata.
Yeah.
And that's why I'll say like I'm always thanking NAC. If not for their conference that I used to attend, actually I could not know much more on HIV, ending stigma and discrimination.
I love it. And you know, even before we started the show, you asked for the ARVs to come on set.
These ones.
Zilitolewa kwa handbag.
These ones I work with. These are my babies.
Those are your
today I came with 2, but I normally work with 1. You know, unaweza toka, uende pahali na urudi late ama hata useme leo curfew imefika, ulale hata penye huko. And I can't miss them.
What happens when you miss out on a dose?
Missing these ones, we have what is called default. Ukiendelea kuzimiss, if I miss them today, kesho nimeze, next day nikiendelea kumiss, we have something known as you can default.
Meaning? In
that the viruses can develop resistance towards the drugs. Ile yenye utakuwa na meza but nothing's happened. They have that resistance towards them. And taking them daily reduces the rates or the rates or reduces the virus to LDL. That's low undetectable. Low detectable viruses. Once you are LDL, you can have you can let's say you can't transmit the virus.
Okay.
Let's say for example, I'm a young girl obvious. I have, let's say, a boyfriend. When I'm LDL, if he's not infected, we can have an unprotected sex, but I can't infect him. Yeah.
So do you have a boyfriend?
I do.
Oh, girl.
I can't miss now. See this beauty.
How is it you miss a boyfriend? No.
This beauty.
No.
Sometimes I attend these youth talks. I share my story and they're like, no, you are lying. Okay, fine, these ones. I work with them. So that's why I work with them. Most people don't believe
until I'm
infected.
Yeah. How many do you take a day?
1.
It's just 1 a day?
I just take it once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing story. So I know you go to high schools to give this advice and wisdom, and you obviously share your story, but I also know you give advice.
Yeah.
So this is your high school. Give advice.
Living with the HIV virus is not a taboo as people take it. It's not a curse. It's just a normal thing. we are just, you can live your life a normal way, just like someone who is not infected. And living in, we are not different from those who are living a negative life. If you are not infected, you are affected. And at this particular moment, all of us are at high rates of being infected. So if you know your status, kindly, not infected, maintain it there. If you don't know your status, I'll really advise you. It's high time you know your status. Yeah.
Wow. What does the future hold for Goretty?
Okay. At the moment, nilimaliza, I've finished my course. Nishamaliza. Just waiting for my graduation, of course. Securing a job, maybe. Just living my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you continue to spread awareness about HIV.
That's what I do daily. You'll get me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, just talking of HIV, ending HIV stigma in society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there are people who want to reach out to you on those social media platforms, what are they?
On Facebook, I'm Winnie Goretty Ongos. Winnie Goretty Ongos. On Instagram at Winnie Goretty. On Twitter at Winnie Goretty. Yeah.
I think your future is beyond bright. Beyond
Hallelujah.
bright. Beyond bright.
Hallelujah.
And keep with that. I don't even need to tell you. I don't need to tell you to keep being strong because, man, it's in you.
There. It's there. Just coming now. Each and every minute is just coming out.
Yeah, and your supportive family. I'm so glad things turned around for you. Now you're with a family that...
That family. I'm just praying to God. One day, we just go to the airport. I take them lunch Dubai. Come back supper.
Amen.
Supper, we are in Tanzania. Tomorrow breakfast, Eritrea, Djibouti.
Ish.
That family.
So shall it be.
Super. Amen.
Yeah, so
Amen.
shall it be. I love it. I'm glad you finally settled with people that love you. And even for your sister-in-law. In-laws don't generally tolerate.
That lady,
Yeah.
she's the best.
She's a gem.
Yeah.
What happened to the man who defiled you?
He passed. Alikufa. I don't know when. Yeah. But
You don't care. Do you still see the woman?
Yeah. But I don't have that strength now. I don't have that energy of meeting and sitting down with her to share. But I'm praying to God to give me that strength. For now, honestly, I don't have that strength to.
You may watch the show and...
If you will watch this show, Mama, I love you, God.
Godspeed in all your endeavors. I have totally enjoyed your story. You turned something so tragic into something so beautiful. Beauty for ashes.
Yeah.
And you know it.
Yeah.
You know it. Thank you for watching the program today. Like I'm always saying, you have a good story, a beautiful story, a story that you know uplifts or inspires others. Reach out to us. That's exactly what Goretty did. She found us on social media and said, I would love to share my story. And here she is, and you've heard how powerful that story is. And she's not just wallowing in this thing, but she has overcome and she's floating on it and she's lifting other people up who may feel like this is a death sentence. Her story teaches us it's not a death sentence and your life can still be beautiful. She has a boyfriend, and of that means there's a family coming up very soon. When she gets to 25, hallelujah. Okay, so share your story. There's no stigma to it. Your story delivers other people who may be going through similar things, and that's the essence of What's Your Story. Thank you for watching. It's always a pleasure to have you tune in every week to just watch this program. We air today on Saturdays at 6 p.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 a.m. So catch us on whichever day. Until then, stay safe.
Acacia Premier Hotel has a barista coffee lounge right at the entrance. You get to be served with freshly brewed coffee, and it offers a wide selection of teas from around the world. The lounge offers freshly made desserts, pastries, and gourmet sandwiches. The lounge offers a suitable spot for catching up, relaxing, and a meeting point. It opens from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.